17 grand road bike. What is it? Are we allowed to say?
Not until about 2 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Right. It's not a specialised. All right. 17 grand road bike and it's got a sloping top tube.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
We'll see how long it stays at that price.
We were just discussing what you can buy for 17 grand. What can you get for 17 grand instead of a shitty road bike?
A not very shitty car.
Yep.
An incredibly awesome drug-fucked weekend in Ibiza.
17 grand. You could die. You could die a million deaths on 17 grand.
In a week in Spain.
Fucking hell.
Could probably get you elected to office in some parts of the world.
Or you could get a pair of the new
I know you want to.
The new Rapha Core cargo shorts.
How excited are you?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I was introduced to the Rapha Core cargo shorts by the good man sitting next to me. Me being a fan of Rapha, as you know, and a brand ambassador.
And by introducing, we should be very clear, we never had a pair in our hands.
No.
This is purely pointing at a screen.
Anyway. We're just looking at a screen, a big monitor. The first thing that strikes me, though, is the diverse cast on the screen.
Oh, yeah?
Who have we got? We've got a white woman with a tattoo.
She has to have a tattoo.
Yep. We've got a white man, we've got a black man, two black men, and an Asian and a high-spirited small Asian woman bouncing up and down like a maniac on her seat.
Spirited.
Yeah.
As opposed to a low-spirited Asian woman.
She's been taking Hiropon tablets, which, if anyone knows what they are, that is the forerunner to crystal meth that the Japanese invented during the war.
Is that right?
It is, yeah.
You are an incredible source of knowledge.
Yeah, and they used to give it to their kamikaze pilots.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What, did it just numb the sensation of you're about to die?
Made them all like, don't give a fuck and gritting their teeth and long live the emperor and let's dive down to Pearl Harbor. I didn't give a shit.
Really?
Yeah, crystal meth was invented by the Japanese.
Nice.
Yeah,
Good
ice.
on them.
Yeah, good on them.
Ice baby.
Yeah, and it's done no harm in the world, has it?
No, nothing bad has come of it.
Australians are quite fond of ice, aren't they?
Yeah, particularly those apparently, if I'm to believe the lesser trusted press, those are in the trades.
Is that right? Traders are just banging ice all day.
All day.
Do
building your house on ice.
Yeah, well, it would make sense.
Fixing your plumbing on ice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Digging around in your pipes, he's on plumbing.
Digging around in your wife's pipes.
Digging around in. Well, I mean, you share the pipes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as you invite a tradie into your house, all pipes are his pipes.
That's right.
It's the law of the jungle.
Yeah, it's a menage a trois of pipes.
Christ. Speaking of which, a menage a trois of pipes. I wanted to segue into something about a new bike frame. Is there any new bike frames out?
There's some new bikes out, but...
we're not allowed to talk about them?
Yeah, not yet.
No, until 2 a.m. Well, hang on a minute. This podcast won't go out until tomorrow.
To be honest with you, I think it's a little bit ho-hum anyway.
Yeah.
And secondly, I'd like the listeners to have at least had a bit of a look and...
Right, so they can be out in the world and they can see it for themselves and won't feel like we've shoved it down their throats like the tradie pipe guy.
Yeah.
Right? Shoving it down your wife's throat while you're out, earning money to pay him to fix your and your wife's pipes. Right?
Wow.
So the listeners will go out and they'll find it for themselves and they'll go, hey, fuck, I tell you what, right? I want to know what Owen and Sean think about this. So I'm going to log into their podcast.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And see what they have to say
because
about
otherwise we have to, we can't really talk about something that people can't see and it kind of loses its relevance a little bit.
I think we're less Clark Kent roving reporter and more boring twats in a pub talking about things after the event.
I think it's more we're about reflection, considered reflection.
You know, that makes us completely useless though, because in trading and economics, there's this thing called indicators, and a trailing indicator is an indicator that confirms what you believe about an event to have happened, but after it's happened, so it's fucking useless. Rather than a leading one where we just like tell them what's going to happen, then it happens and we look cool.
Yeah, I don't think we can ever look cool.
No, true.
No matter how ahead of the curve we might be.
Yeah.
And B, no, I think exist at a deeper level, that deeper historical context.
Right.
We're not just going to give you the latest news and bang on about something as a knee-jerk reaction. So we are going to delve deep. We are deep people. We go deep. We go deep. Balls deep.
Balls deep, mate. Yeah.
Plus, we have lots of other really cool stuff to talk about, I think. Because I know you want to get off your chest.
Yeah.
Speaking of balls deep, the Rapha Core cargo shorts.
Core cargo, right. Rapha make cycling shorts, of which I'm in double figures now, right?
Yeah.
Because I bought one pair in 2015 and I've been dining out on their returns policy, shall we say, ever since. And I just keep going back. They fucking hate me. But because they wrote the rules, I'm just playing by the rules and they keep having to give me a new pair when they wear out.
You're that guy ruining it for everyone else.
I'm that guy. I know Rapha shit quite well. You buy it and it smells like a mortgage advisor's office, right? When you go in there. It's like lavender and shit.
Is that the smell of disappointment?
The smell of sort of unattainable coolness.
In a mortgage broker's office.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
He was all right. He was good. Shout out to David, the mortgage advisor in Berwick.
His business is just going to boom now.
He's going to have to fuck it. Maybe we could get him on as a guest.
Well, yeah, that would be shameless whoring, but why not?
And what we could do is we could tell him how much a new not Robet costs. If we invested 17 grand in property instead of a plastic bicycle in 2019, in 2029, when our bike's completely fucked and we're too old to ride, how much would our house have been worth if we hadn't have wasted it on a load of bearings surrounded by carbon tubes and a wheel from China? And then he'll just make us cry.
I would, definitely. Yeah. But we are going to talk about some other stuff in the show. We will touch on this issue of why would you spend that money, and people are making these emotional choices rather than, let's say, more pragmatic choices.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one of those is buying a pair of fucking shorts where the pockets are on the outside.
I read a study a while back about what clothes women find attractive on men, right? Mm. The classic, like, wearing a suit and having nice shoes and just generally not being like stinking like shit or BO is pretty much at the top, obviously.
Yeah, and this research was obviously to address your own shortcomings.
Yeah, mainly, or just to confirm why I was getting so much fanny, because I couldn't put my finger on it. I was like, why am I so fucking attracted to women? I just don't get it. And then...
So this is like a fantasy podcast, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we talk about things that just aren't true.
Well, I mean, who's to know, yeah? What we should do, we should make it interactive, like that new Black Mirror fucking thing. And people can just press they'll give them a bullshit button and they can just press it when they think I'm lying.
Yeah, okay, that thing would just be like abused the whole time.
Crash the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, cargo pants apparently are extremely unattractive.
I could believe that. I find them unattractive.
Yeah.
What in particular about having some bib shorts with a pocket on the outside for some of your stuff really grinds your nuts?
Well, because it's designed for the iPhone, isn't it? Really. Because Rapha is the Apple of cycling clothes, just like Specialized is the Apple of bicycles.
Everyone wants to be the Apple. It's like you're either the Apple or you're the Uber of something.
Or the Hitler of something.
You had to squeeze him in, didn't you? But
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
For those at home playing Hitler bingo.
Yeah.
Yeah, or playing things that are likely to offend people bingo.
When will Owen refer to his suspicious admiration of the Third Reich?
Yes.
Yeah. Right. You're not going to put tools in it because they will dig into your leg. And if you fucking deck it or lean against something, it's going to really hurt you.
Yeah, and whatever's in that pocket's going to, if you've crashed, would be seriously, completely munted.
Fucked.
You would get up and you've no longer got an iPhone. You've just got a collection of plastic and glass.
Plus sweat. I mean, if anyone's putting in the wattage, they should be when they're riding. They're going to get sweaty, aren't they? So that's going to get, your phone's going to get covered in like urea.
Yeah, I don't think the sweat's a guaranteed thing with with Rapha riders though, is it?
The kind of prick who wears Rapha because they really are into it and they like buying thimble-sized coffee cups and drinking a thimble of coffee out of a Rapha branded coffee cup, right?
Makes sense. You don't want to overdo it.
Yeah, you do. Drugs. They cross their legs like girls cross their legs. They don't.
Do they?
Yeah, like they cross. They don't have a big gap in the middle for their nuts.
I have to be honest. I have not spent this much time with Rapha riders.
Have a look at them. I never trust a man who crosses his legs like a woman does. Do you reckon anyone's called their kid Rapha? Yeah, as a first name. Anyway, cargo pockets. It's a stupid idea because everything's going to get crushed in it.
Like your legs moving. Why would you want to take something while you were riding out of something? You're going to have to coast, in which case you could get out of your back pocket.
You're totally right, yeah. If only there was another region on your body that was relatively flat
and stable
and didn't move around much when you rode your bike and was about 45 degrees to 90 degrees generally.
Yeah. And easy to access.
Yeah.
Much easier than the side of your leg, which is pumping along.
Heaven knows what it's going to do to aero.
Yeah, you could maybe make yourself more aero by putting like oranges in there.
I read a study recently about how big tits are more aero than small tits.
Okay.
I'll show you another time and you can have a look at it. It's actually true. Some university bods did it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what they spent their time on.
I think they reverse engineered a study out of just the fact that they wanted an excuse to sort of...
Look at boobs.
We need a variety of different women, okay, to test this out on. Can I just interrupt? There's one person on this planet who hates Rapha more than I do. Do you know who that is?
Who's that?
My girlfriend.
Really?
I took her to a Rapha shop in Melbourne. Yeah. Mate, I sometimes get chastised for saying things in public that she thinks other people can hear and like gets embarrassed. That rule that she applies to me went out the window when we went in the Rapha store.
That's understandable.
Yeah.
Especially if there were people there who were buyers of Rapha.
Yeah.
Because, that's, I don't know.
Even the girls had these fashionable handlebar moustaches, all of them, wearing tweed. It was like being in the 1800s.
I had nothing for you there.
Sorry, mate.
Moving on.
Yeah.
What caught your eye this week in the news apart from the cargo shorts? Or was that your court?
Cargo shorts was what caught my eye. Well, let's be fair, it's what you showed me to make me annoyed at work, and it worked, and I was sort of livid for the rest of the day.
I live for that.
Yeah.
Because it just means I don't have to say anything for the rest of the day. I can just listen to you sound off as you keep coming up with another reason to hate stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I thought in the spirit of, or this constant negativity that I would talk about something that was positive.
Yeah, go on.
So I understand that you share an incredible amount of cynicism, particularly around professional cycling.
Yeah.
But I will say this Sunday is, if you're going to watch any race, that is Paris-Roubaix.
Oh, yeah, I like that one.
That is the greatest road cycling race ever. You have a race where there's nothing bigger than a fucking speed hump the whole way, and it is a ball-tearingly hard race.
Yeah.
They don't even have to put a climb in it. It's that hard. Because there is such a degree of randomness and chance, just being the best on the day is no guarantee of winning.
It's like an elongated version of my Aleppo KOM, isn't it?
Just no one shooting. No. Probably, yeah. No one, or no IEDs on the side of the road, which is suddenly going to blow your face into next week.
Well, there's an angle we could suggest to the UCI if you want to really jazz this up.
IEDs on the side of the road,
just fucking snipers and shit. Tear gas,
maybe because
napalm.
You can live through tear gas.
Yeah,
napalm, not so much.
Let's talk about the Paris-Roubaix then. Who won it last year?
Peter Sagan.
Didn't an Australian win it a couple of years ago?
Yeah, 2 Australians have won. Matty Hayman won it 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, I saw that. He pulled a funny face at the end because he was so happy and knackered.
Yep. And Stuart O'Grady won it back in the mid-90s, late 90s.
Stuart O'Grady sounds like one of those old highwaymen that you used to get in Australia.
Oh, like a bushranger, we call them.
Who's that bloke? It's not Ted Bundy. He's not them. He's a rapist. It's
Ned Kelly.
Ned Kelly, that's the one.
Well, he's very Australian. A bit tainted by he was in that key era, those early 2000s. So his performance may or may not have been enhanced. I
discovered a lesser-known version of, not Ted Bundy, Ned Kelly, called Captain Moonlight.
Oh, yeah, he's not that unknown.
Do you know what Captain Moonlight was as well?
What's that?
A whiff of lavender.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I read his story. Yeah. Right? He ran off with a young boy and went on an adventure with him.
I'm sure he did.
He did, yeah. He loved it. Yeah. Captain Moonlight. What a name.
For those of you playing at home, please tick the pedo box now on your bingo offensive form. Well, I'm not saying Captain Moonlight was a pedo, but apparently the boy that he was jollying around with was quite young. I think that counts then by the textbook definition of pedo, yeah. Yeah. I think you're doing well. I've been quite enjoying the Australian outback history since living here. Been looking at all sorts of stuff. Saw the Eureka Stockade. Yeah, that's one of the rare moments of rebellion in our history, actually. It's the Paris-Roubaix of Australian historical events, isn't it? Oh, I wouldn't put it up there, like comparing it to men in lycra bashing across old cobblestone roads. It's probably, I don't think it's that significant in the world of history. In the pantheon of revolutions, it's a very minor one. Didn't last that long. No. Didn't have any huge the sort of historical effects or afterglow that maybe others did. Not as much as, say, the cargo shorts will have on cycling fashion and all fashion.
for the rest of time.
Bringing a reviled standard piece of clothing to the cycling world. That is a new low. But, they might take up your suggestions from last week with the burqa.
I wonder how much they are.
More than they should be.
Should we find out?
Look it up.
Oh, look at this group. Told ya. Look at that. We've got a black man, a white man, an Asian woman, and a white woman. Right.
Demographics 101.
There's too many white people in this picture. There's a 2-to-1 ethnic ratio from white.
I think that's how Rapha would like to keep it.
Oh, damning them with slight praise.
Well, that photo is hilarious. God, oi. The dude
he's
does
got a
have
fucking
an orange
in. He's got an
pocket.
orange in his pocket.
I know.
And the pocket's it's mesh. Do you know what you could do to make your own version of Rapha cargo shorts, given that the fucking pocket is just mesh, right?
Sew some mesh to your shorts.
Even easier. Just put a normal pair of cycling shorts on, go into your girlfriend's, assuming your girlfriend is slightly smaller or the same size as you, get a pair of her black tights, cut the bottom bits off and just put them over the top of your shorts. Job done. Put an elastic band round the leg.
I think if you did that, I would drive past you and yell out things out of the car about your fashion choices.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in this particular photo we're looking at where the people are lined up with things in the pocket, it just screams a horrible bad idea.
You'd make me do Paris-Roubaix with Captain Moonlight, wouldn't you? Just a 2-man team. On a tandem. And he'd be drafting me and I'd just be scared.
No, you would be on the front.
Oh, yeah.
And he'd be on the back.
Nice.
And you would be worried for the entire 257 kilometres.
And that young boy would be his domestique. Let's have a look at the price.
$195 for a pair of core cargo bib shorts from Rapha.
195 Australian dollars. Mm-hmm. What could you buy for 195 Australian dollars?
That's a good night out to start with.
That is.
On the Terps.
Yep.
With a few, you might even take 1 or 2 friends for that if you don't go too fancy.
Yep.
No food, of course.
No.
$195.
You could get a M Audio Keystation 49 Mac 3 keyboard.
Is that right? That is actually really good value for money.
You can make banging electro hits with this.
You could probably buy an immense amount of fruit that would actually have a longer lifespan than those shorts.
So the Paris-Roubaix is on.
It is an exciting race, even if you don't know a lot about cycling racing and you're not up with the latest who's who of who's fingering who. It's an exciting race. There are punches. There are big crashes.
Is there fights, is there?
There have been in the past.
Bit scuffle, skirmishes.
Yeah, look, not anymore. Everyone's just flat on the rivet, just trying to keep on.
Pussies. They should chill out and have a fight.
Might even be pre-World War One, where some guy was leading by quite a way, and as he's come in towards the finish, a French policeman's jumped out and demanded to see his little tax thing, made sure he paid his tax on his bicycle.
It's like stopping Usain Bolt. Like saying, excuse me, mate.
Excuse me.
Can
I see your passport?
Yeah.
When did you arrive in Australia, sir?
Yeah. We have reason to believe.
What's the purpose? What's the nature of the purpose of your visit?
Yeah. Imagine if he stopped, explained it, and then carried on running, and he still fucking won.
I think he could.
I reckon he could.
Yeah, it'd be funny to see.
Yeah. How long before somebody could do it in one step? Just boom. Like the heartbeat of a fucking alligator. Have you seen them?
No.
Alligators can get their heartbeat down to like 1 beat per 3 minutes or something.
Really?
Yeah, they go into like this sort of hypersleep. That's why they've lived so long. They've managed to like survive through all eras of...
they've been on the planet for like 300 million years.
It's fucking mental.
That is just... They are awesome. Have you been to see them live?
I went to see him and I asked the most stupid question of all time as well to my girlfriend. Shall I tell you?
What's
I'm going to make myself look stupid here. I said... I was looking at this alligator. I was reading the science and it was 300 million years old and stuff. I was like, God, imagine the things it knows, right? And my girlfriend went, that one's not 300 million years old. And I was like, oh, yeah. Look like a right cunt. So that was that.
Yeah, it's just disappointing you don't have any children because there are some good dad jokes going wasted there.
Apart from Paris-Roubaix, what's going on? I haven't really looked.
Probably the other, from a bikey point of view, is the SRAM released Force ETAP Axis group set.
All right.
There's quite a few words in there that you've got to get all of them in to correctly identify it. But
what is it? Is it? It's like SRAM ETAP, is it?
Exactly the same as the new SRAM ETAP.
Red.
It's just a red.
Yeah.
But it's just the slightly cheaper version. Still essentially price ridiculous, which we will talk about a little bit later about where you price something purposely so ridiculous that people want it just because it's so ridiculous.
The kind of guys I hang around with, though, if they turned up to a group ride with the new SRAM Force, I would consider that to be a cry for help.
In what sense?
Just they can't tell me directly that they're having money problems. They're trying to tell me that there's something wrong, but they can't ask for help directly because of their pride. It's like your look pedals thing last week when the guy wants to tell everyone he's got look pedals, but he has to sort of clip in and go, oh, these are a bit...
Oh, you've got to create like a bit of a...
Yeah, like you want someone to recognise it and go, SRAM Force, and it puts a thought in your mind, like, is he having money troubles?
Is there trouble at home?
Is this... Yeah. And then your phone will start... His phone will start ringing out and going, mate, I'm a bit worried about you. You turned up to a group ride with SRAM Force, and I'm thinking, if you need any money... Right, just let me know and I'll help you out. There's no pride, and he'll like go, yeah. It's just how I was trying to tell you. I couldn't tell you directly, so I think that would be a good thing for SRAM Force to. Yeah.
I was doing a bit of foreign exchange trading. It kind of went a bit tits up, and here I am, and all I can afford is the $4,500 groups.
Yeah, for my 40-kilometre Saturday rides.
Yeah, with all the other fat kits.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, what is it?
That's pretty much it. A slightly cheaper version of a very expensive thing.
Yeah.
For fat kits.
And it's still really good?
Haven't seen it a lot, but it's fine. It does the job. It's gonna do what it says on the box.
Change gear for you.
Change gear for you without having any wires.
Can you ride in more than one gear at the same time?
No, that'd be an awesome feature, but no. But equally, it won't make your coffee, solve world peace, give you a blowjob. None of the things that you might actually be useful.
That's weird because Dura-Ace does some of them things.
Which ones particularly?
Not the intimacy. If anything, it's very cold. Makes you coffee, but anything other than that, there's no love there.
It's where it stops though. Just coffee. Won't cut up a sandwich for you or something.
Yeah. Yeah, the tradie that comes around Dura-Ace's house deals with all the other needs. So SRAM Force has come out. You can change gear with it.
You can.
What colour is it?
Black.
Oh, yeah.
Mostly black.
It's good, is it?
Yeah, it's okay. Some people said it looks a bit dull. I think the whole discussion's a bit dull about what a group set looks like.
I'm bored.
Casting aesthetic values on a fucking group set.
Yeah.
I've never seen anyone with like a rifle or a weapon go, I would have bought it, but it just, the colour wasn't quite right, or I didn't love the finish, or, I'm not sure why they put 3K weave on there if they wanted me to buy it. Just something like that.
I put 3K weave on that guy's bike yesterday, didn't I?
You did put purposely.
Snuck in some 3K weave onto his 17 fucking grand road bike, whatever it was.
I don't think you were that cutting edge, though. Like there was a few spaces. I don't think that makes you Mao Zedong leading the Cultural Revolution. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't file down his frame a bit and then laminate on a 3K weave with some resin.
Yeah.
You were saying it doesn't matter what your group set looks like.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to... Left my phone on, sorry. I'd like to extend that to saying it doesn't matter what your bike looks like at all, because when you're doing the important stuff with it, i.e. riding the fucking thing, you can't see what your bike looks like.
No, unless you ride past big windows.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people do and look at themselves.
I've got an analogy for this, though.
Go.
And it was something a friend said to me. It's very much along the lines of you don't look at the mantelpiece when you're stoking the fire.
Yes.
So he was of the opinion that it doesn't matter what your girlfriend looks like, because when you're at your most intimate with her, you're so fucking close to her, you can't really see what she really, really looks like. So it doesn't really matter. The only times that you can really see all the details is when you're a fair distance from her, right? In which case, then who cares? He was saying.
The flaw is that you spend more time being far enough away to see her than you do being really up close. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then that would train you up to be better at your wooing game, wouldn't it? I feel there's an episode on hyper-realistic robot sex dolls coming up in our near future, which is something I've become interested in, not for what you think, but because I feel like it's the end of humanity.
Well, it would be, because as much as you could be active with them, you will be ending humanity quite literally.
I would imagine, obviously I've never done this, but I imagine that becoming intimate with a robot sex doll would very much be like buying a Campagnolo group set instead of one of the other big two.
I was kind of thinking it would be like a one-time girlfriend I knew.
Oh,
but yeah, that same sort of emotional detachment during intimacy.
Experience. Yeah. Nice. Glazed eyes.
Yeah. Complete indifference to everything that's happening right now.
Cost you $7,000.
Yeah, costing you money probably right at that moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to get
Can't
to that
tell
point.
your mates about it. Makes you look in the mirror and question your very existence. That kind of thing.
So it's part of one of our regular segments, obviously, which is who thought this was a good idea. We thought we'd extend it this week to who still thinks this is a good idea. And the question is, Campag group set, any of them, is it still a good idea to put on your bike? Why the hell would you buy it? The first thing that kind of fucks me off is that someone will be engaging in a discussion and someone is yelling right now
they are,
at the fucking podcast that we're pronouncing it wrong. Yeah. And you know what? We are.
Because it's so relevant.
This is exactly the problem with the 8 people who are still buying fucking Campag.
Yeah.
They are living in this fucking delusionary world.
Yeah.
That in fact, they are probably the very people ordering robot sex dolls as we speak.
And they're dressing their robot sex dolls up in Rapha cargo shorts.
Probably.
Whilst watching the Paris-Roubaix with Captain Moonlight, dressed as Hitler.
Oh.
Right. There's various scenes we're going to have to paint for you to really illustrate quite what's wrong with Campag.
The first problem with the brand is that no one wants it.
No one cares.
Yeah. It's almost irrelevant in cycling now.
Yep.
Why would you choose Campag over the other group sets, right? You buy Shimano because you're conservative, it's a safe choice.
It's made by Emperor Hirohito himself.
So that's the good, safe option.
Yeah.
If you're feeling a little daring, you've still got some lingering issues around the Second World War. You might buy the American SRAM. Which is pretty interesting at the moment. They're doing different stuff. So if you see yourself as an innovator, someone who's exciting, who wants to be on the cutting edge.
It's kind of cool, isn't it? SRAM. Yeah. It's got a good font.
SRAM are messing up gear combinations and just doing anything they feel might actually push the ball down the field of cycling innovation.
Bit of a mountain bikey vibe being brought to road.
Yep.
We're going to wear a baseball cap, even though we're road cyclists.
We're going to wear a baseball cap with a flat peak on it.
Flat peak, like a rapper.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to listen to hip-hop whilst in the team car.
Yes, all of that cool stuff.
Yeah, and then we've got...
Campag. Now, so there used to be this myth that Campag wore in and Shimano wore out. But over the years, they've had to make the same choices to make things lighter and better that all the other brands have, so they can't build in that durability and that rebuildability that a lot of their older components used to have. So the only thing that I found that the reason would people prefer Campag is, are you ready for this bombshell?
Yep.
The shape of the hoods.
They're shit though.
Don't even start me on that little button, the way their shifters work, because you've got like...
Yeah, stupid.
The inner paddle, but then you've got that little clicky thing.
Bit.
The thumb bit, which if you don't have huge hands, can be a bit of a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's fucking shit.
And then it's all clunky.
Yep.
Like it has a real definite dunk, dunk, dunk when you shift.
Yep. I just think it looks shit. It looks like a sort of a 17-year-old high school kid's idea of what H.R. Geiger is.
Kind of almost looks like an Italian version of Shimano a lot of the time. Like, you know what I mean? Just an excessive amount of carbon and titanium.
Aren't their cassettes ridiculously expensive as well?
They are. Everything is ridiculously expensive, which brings us to like Super Records, so which is their Halo group set. It is still more expensive to buy Super Record electronic with wires than to buy SRAM's Red Access group set. It is stupidly expensive, but for no discernible reason other than that's an Italian way of making it seem like it's better. That unobtainium nature of it is its cachet of desirability.
Do you know what else annoys me about it? Right, the name. They've got Record and they've got Super Record. All the other ones have got a different name for their top of the line one, right? Dura-Ace is the top, Red's. Why can't they just come up with a new name? I'm not into it.
They've made bad business decisions. They live on a myth that it's purely Italian. It's still made in Italy, which is BS.
Yeah.
70% of their stuff comes out of Romania, which I get is still technically in Europe, but, it's freaking Romania. They're like the Cambodians of Europe. People have these misconceptions about what the product physically does, but it no longer does anything better than any other brand.
What's the future for Campag?
I don't see one. I think they will just slowly wither and die on the vane, because the only people left buying the product are old fat gits over 60.
What are their wheels like, though? The wheels are a bit... I've always seen little production areas of them as well. My mate had some, and the hub flange was off-centre compared to where the drilling had gone through, so the wheel was slightly out. It's like, fuck. And like they tried to fix it in the factory by like shortening the spokes on one side. It was really mental. Could they just like fucking fixed it? I do think that the kind of person who buys Campag is the kind of person who gets a bespoke artisan steel frame made.
Oh, very much so. Yeah. Or they're seriously locked into the early 1990s. That may have been their heyday and their peak of their cycling prowess.
Yep.
And it just reminds them of that. Any connection or affinity of the brand will not be based on any pragmatic choice whatsoever.
No. I had to make a decision today.
Oh, yeah?
Do I get 6-bolt or centre lock?
Oh, on a new set of hubs?
Yeah. I went for centre lock for 2 reasons.
Yeah.
Probably the first one you'll guess.
It's Shimano standard.
Shimano. Yeah. Second one.
Yep.
It sounds like Centrelink, which is a Povo's fucking money support system in Australia. And that amused me. If you're going to Centrelink, you're certainly not buying a road bike with discs.
No.
Yeah.
Probably not, unless you're a scam.
And if you are, you should bloody well behave and stop it, because there's single mothers out there going hungry.
That would look great, though. Dude rocks up to claim his Centrelink or to go to Centrelink. He's on like Trek Madone Project 1.
Yeah.
Hops off.
Yeah.
Disc, of course.
Yeah. Bright
Hops
red
off.
one.
Yeah. Yeah, red as fuck. Like the team ones, with the massive Trek logo.
They're like, can we see your Medicare card, please? Unzips his fucking Rapha cargo
shorts. He doesn't have to unzip them, though, does he? Because they just slid into the mesh pocket.
He gets it out like that.
Yeah. Goes, there you go, love.
Yeah.
Run that through.
Goes, do you have a water fountain in here? I'm a bit thirsty.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, just over there. Gets his tiny little Rapha coffee thimble out. Just takes a little of water, just enough for him. Doesn't want to overhydrate and flood his liver with water, right? Because he's on a program. He's training, right?
Yeah. His only question is, when will the money be in my account? I've got to go.
Yeah, I've got to tip my mechanic.
Yeah, I've got to do some intervals.
Yeah.
I've got intervals to do today.
He uses his Centrelink just to pay for the maintenance on his bike each week.
Yeah, Centrelink probably wouldn't even cover the cost of replacing his chain.
His main money comes in by his Instagram brand ambassador tie-ins.
Oh yeah, just bring me up to speed. Those brands would be.
They would be brands like
Rapha, of course, because he's got the pants.
Yep. Map would be on there.
Can you have more than one clothing brand at a time?
All right. It would be a fake wheel company would be doing it.
Go on. You want to name one of them?
I'm not going to name one.
You do. Go on.
No, I won't. I'll name one in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, go on. This is another great one, because now listeners are just yelling at the podcast again. Their versions. They should actually write in. Tell us brands that you think, wheel brands, that you believe are essentially a fake wheel brand. Owen, I think you should define for people what classifies as a fake wheel brand.
I have made a video on this, as you know. Everyone who should have watched it has watched it, which is all that matters to me, and it has fucked off quite a few people, which is great. A fake wheel company is a wheel company which just gets wheels from Fast Sports, whoever, and puts a sticker on it and then sells them for 1,000 times what they got them from Fast Sports for. And they make up loads of advertising spiel about the wheel having excellent lateral torsional...
Designed with finite flow analysis or something.
All that shit, yeah.
So send us your suggestions for fake wheel brands.
Or if you're in the know, who is your favourite fake wheel brand? A bit more bitter.
Right now, you can tell me one thing in cycling that you love, apart from yourself.
One thing in cycling that I love Shimano.
You do?
Yeah. The older I get, the more I like them. I become more in tune with what Shimano are doing and saying and promoting with their conservatism as I get older.
Yeah, because you get more conservative as you get older.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're just essentially becoming an old fuddy-duddy and making old fuddy-duddy choices.
Oh, come mate, I'll be on Campag in a decade. When's Rapha going to make vanity padding for the front of shorts?
That is such a great idea.
Vanity pad.
Yeah, I feel the need for that quite regularly.
Yeah. Because it does get cold on them bikes.
It does. Especially, winter here in Australia is here almost.
Yep.
And if I'm strutting around at the coffee shop,
yep,
I want to feel confident that people aren't looking at me and laughing.
Thinking, has he been in some sort of terrible accident?
Yeah.
When he was in the war.
Is that just a really unattractive woman? Because I'll be honest, I've been on some real... when you're on...
She is tall, but they do get that tall sometimes.
Do they get that unattractive, though? But you're on those really long rides, right? Yeah. And you're out in the middle of bumfuck
She's
nowhere.
She's a really old Italian. Yeah.
You're in the middle of bumfuck nowhere and you need a whiz, right? So you're just going to stand on the side of the road. There's no one around, right?
Yeah.
The biggest danger is you get taken by a fucking wombat.
Yeah.
And it's cold and it's
I'm still
miserable.
laughing at your joke, mate. That was fucking good. Sorry.
It's cold and it's miserable. And you go to take a pee, right? So you lift up your short and you think you swear you left it at home. Like
is that how you do it? So you pull your short leg up?
Yeah, I'm a puller-upper,
not
a go-downer. Nah, you kind of fuck your shorts up a bit.
I don't care, man. I'm getting a new pair of Rapha every week. Fuck them.
Oh, sorry, I'm buying brands that actually make product that last.
Right. I was in this cycling club and this one bloke turned up wearing jeans on a group ride.
That's fucking awesome.
Cut off jeans.
Yeah? How did he go?
He was strong as shit.
Yeah, you got to be scared of those dudes.
Cut off jeans and just trainers and toe clips.
Yeah.
Yeah, on an old bike with shifters on the down tube he built himself out of parts. He nailed every cunt. Didn't care.
That dude's
just wore
awesome.
his glasses, just round glasses like that. Amazing.
Didn't know the word aero was just it may as well have been like a French word.
He had a bottle of Coca-Cola that he'd shoved down the back of his shorts. It was like in the back, like a pocket. But he got a flat at the end and just fucking rode it. Just on the rear tires.
Just smashed the rim.
Caned it. Rebuilt it himself. The next day went out again.
Did you ever see him again?
Yeah, saw him a lot. He eventually got cycling shorts and just got shitter.
You lost respect for him then.
I did. I was trying to get him to wear his calf denims over his cycling shorts. That'd have been good. He was all right. He had a blonde mullet as well.
That's gold.
He was a genius. One missing tooth on his front.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think I saw his grandfather on the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Not so much the dude, but his approach to his cycling equipment, which I think I love. So the bike, I'll be honest, it was a bit of a shit fight. But what I loved was that if you can't decide whether to run Shimano or SRAM, you know what you do?
What do you do?
You definitely don't run Campag.
Yeah, fuck that.
But you run them both at the same time. So the front shifter was a SRAM shifter, SRAM Red.
Yep.
The rear shifter was a Dura-Ace 9000, I'm going to say from memory.
Yeah, the classic one I've got.
Because the original SRAM one had shit itself. So he just jammed it on.
Yeah.
Did have the forethought to actually put on a 9100 rear derailleur.
Yeah.
But thought, fuck, it's all looking a bit matchy-matchy. I'm not down for this shit. Not into this.
No.
7900 front derailleur.
Oh, beautiful.
Being moved by a broken SRAM shifter. So the little paddle the little spring had fucked itself. So it shifted, but it just wallowed around there. So as you rode, it would just kind of bounce around a little bit. See if you can guess the frame.
It will be something low mid.
No.
Something high end.
Super high.
Fucking AX lightness or something.
Yep.
Bullshit AX lightness. Have I guessed it straight away?
Yeah.
A fucking AX lightness.
Yeah. He's just gone. At one stage he went balls to the wall, super light everything.
Yeah.
And so he's still got wheels. I think it had a THM crank in it maybe.
All that shit. Clavicular. Caligula
all that stuff.
Yeah.
But his don't give a shit attitude over time has just meant that, the bar tape is different colours on each side.
Yeah.
And of course the piste de resistance.
Yeah.
And I have to do it in French because they were French pedals.
Oh no.
They had the time ones, the iClick with the blades.
They're fucking wank. They're worse than look.
Anyway, they weren't providing enough spring tension for him. So the high-tech solution, of course, was to jam a couple of icy pole stick bits in behind the carbon blade to tension it out.
To push the blade up a little bit and add a bit more of a curve to the...
Yeah. So just tension it up a little bit more.
Hell.
And the real awesome bit was the two pedals weren't from the same original pair because one was black and one was white.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing.
So it was a complete fuck fight. And you know what? And just in round numbers, have a guess at how many fucks he was given.
going to say like 0 Kelvin levels of farts.
Complete fucking legend of where I live.
How old was he?
He looks like Santa, like a very slim, super slim cut Santa.
Yeah.
Who's looks about 85 to 90. He's in his early 60s though.
He's had a hard life.
Oh yeah, he's binned himself so many times on a bike. He's been near death He's got the best near death stories of anyone I know. Just mental, absolute mental bastard. Talk me through this though. Like, I rock up, right? So I've learnt my lesson from buying the Look pedals.
Yeah.
You're disgust.
Fucking.
So I've gone away, all right, I've got to get Owen's faith in me back.
Yeah.
So I've got to up my game a bit. I'm going to go to the next level.
Group ride where I've
Group ride. So this is like the group ride, right? This is, it feels like this is becoming a weekly thing. So
Is this the week after, or have you been on them looks for a while?
Well, look, I'll be honest. You're turning around and riding home did cut deep with me, and the fact that you haven't responded to any of my messages, or any of my Instagram, you haven't liked any of my Instagram pictures of my new pedals. We're still
mates on social media, but I've cooled it down, haven't I?
Oh, very much so. Yeah. I'm feeling very unloved.
Right.
Yeah, and there's kind of some of the, and because you've been ice cold, some of the other chaps have been a bit standoffish. I keep turning up to the rides and you're not there, or I see you coming and then I think you see me, and then I see you take a turn down a side street. Yeah, there's a new.
You noticed a new username, didn't you, on Weight Weenies as well? That you were like, is that him? And it was slagging off Luke, but it was describing you,
basically,
and slagging it off, but it wasn't saying any names and there's no location, but it was like, and it's like the kind of way that I'd write as well. You're like, like certain idiosyncrasies to the way. That's right,
and especially when you use the phrase "fat cunt," because that's what you would call me all the time.
That's right. Yeah.
Hey, you fat cunt.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
hey, fat cunt, hold the wheel. Yeah. Hey, fat cunt, you're letting the wheel go.
Right. Yeah.
I just thought it was my name.
Yeah.
Thought, he doesn't really know my name's Sean. He just thinks my name's Fat Cunt. I'm in turmoil. I got a doctor's certificate for it.
All right.
And in the time that I wasn't at work, I was obviously on the internet. Mm-hmm. And
morning to night.
I've got to get back. I've got to recover your faith.
Yeah.
So you've bravely decided, look, I'm going to go to the bunch ride. There you are, 6 a.m.
Yeah.
That cool chill in the air.
Yeah.
Up I roll. On my brand new Colnago C60 with super record. And I'm thinking, he's going to think I am so cool. I have the best frame you could buy. Like, it's so, everyone wants a Colnago.
Yeah.
And I've got super record on it. And my shit is not going to stink. I've gone all Italian.
Yeah.
Because I already had the city shoes. So I thought, fuck, that's a really good theme to keep going.
Yeah.
And I've ditched the Look pedals.
Right.
I couldn't get Italian ones, of course, because they don't make pedals. Campag did at one stage, but not anymore.
They can't handle it.
No, I went Speed Play.
Oh, because you wouldn't go Dura-Ace, would you?
No, I've got a Campag, dude. Like, I bought a Colnago, so I had to put Super Record on. That's what they told me.
Yeah.
And they also told me that I couldn't put fucking anything Shimano on it.
Right. What's the paint job? Is it that traditional Campag one that's like a blue to white fade with loads of mad details on it?
Oh, the Colnago one?
Yeah. Black and green?
3K weed. I had to get it specially done because even Campag, even the Italians don't think it's cool anymore.
Is it actual 3K though? Or a 3K paint job?
No, I actually got it layered, extra layers on there. I went to a frame builder and said, could you give this as a light coating of 3K weed?
Did he sand it down a bit, or did you just go straight on top of the paint?
He sanded it down. It wouldn't stick on properly otherwise. Yeah. But he gave it some mad gloss over the top, clear coat over the top of it.
Clear coat it to fuck.
Yeah.
So it's like, it hurts to look in it.
Yeah. Like the sun, that early sunrise bouncing off it actually. Yeah.
It almost looks like some sort of crystalline slime that is like, is it alive?
Yeah, almost like that.
Right. That rolls up.
That I roll up.
You
Chuffed
roll up
as.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you wearing?
Rapha cargo shorts. Yeah.
Yeah, with the receipt for your bike in it, just to prove how much it cost. Yeah. With the direct debit instalment payment that you've signed up to for the next 36 months for your bike.
Yeah.
$1,000 a month.
We're back living with my parents.
Yeah.
And my children are in
back in public,
getting in fights.
Because they've not been toughened up.
There's lunch money stolen every day because they've not developed the social skills to ward off bullies.
They're not street enough by this age.
Oh, clearly not.
No. Yeah.
Not compared to the other 5-year-olds anyway.
Yeah, they're dealing with some pretty rough children there.
Yes.
Some of their dads are on 105. Anyway, you fucking rolled up on this thing. I'm there. Because I'm such a prick, right? I've decided that this week it's cool to not have the best stuff, right? So what I've done is I've downgraded to SRAM Force ETAP, and everyone's talking to me about it. And you turn up in this new thing, I'm like, oh, that's the new thing. Yeah.
And I'm standing there with like, I've essentially just set fire to 20 grand.
You've pretty much destroyed your home life.
And you're garnering all the attention.
Almost like Ultegra that needs batteries. It's the CR2032 of Ultegra group set, isn't it? Yeah, the coin battery.
You've probably got a couple of those just jammed in your pocket just quietly in case the shifters get a bit
That's what
testy.
I put in my cargo shorts. Spare 2032 CR coin batteries. I have to fucking pump it into them like a bloody...
Like a slot machine.
Like a slot machine and pull the out and wish for them, fucker, please. Oh, yeah, it's charged. Right, we can keep going. So I've decided that that's cool this week.
That would fuck me off so much.
Yeah.
20 grand in the hole, and here's this prick with just this freaking group set. 4 grand bolts group set bolted onto his CAD 12. And
do you know what I do? I look at you. I look down at your Colnaga that you've had fucking 3K'd, clear coated. Then I look down at your Super Record that you've really ruined lives to get. Right?
Destroyed the education of my children.
Your children are basically
destined to work in.
It's a son and a daughter, is it? You're in this family you'd have?
Yeah, because, originally we were on track for the ideally suburban existence.
Right.
And now I've tossed that away.
How old's your son?
6.
And your daughter?
5.
Oh, young?
Very young, yeah.
Okay. Well, they are permanently scarred.
Yeah, I've set back everything. They'll never recover from this.
Massive anxiety disorder, both of them.
As any child would when you discover one of your parents or your father is a complete flog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, your wife, I mean, it was going all right before this, though. She was like, she sort of give you the eye in the kitchen sometimes and stuff.
Like I'd got some tan lines up and,
you know what I mean?
Like, because I've gotten into cycling and...
She's like, because it's not like what you look like, it's the effort you're putting in. And
that's right. And, and I kind of, I've shaved my legs, but I've kept going all the way and I've cleaned up my trolleys.
So there's been a sort of manly reason for you to get into grooming, which your wife has appreciated.
Yeah.
Right. But you've taken it too far.
Yeah.
And you've really fucked it.
Yeah.
Right? And now those looks in the kitchen have just gone.
Yeah, exactly. In fact...
she's been sleeping in the spare bedroom, hasn't she, for the last week?
Yeah, maybe. No, I think she's moved in with her sister.
Oh, God. And her sister's always hated you.
She has.
Hasn't she?
Yeah.
Ever since that.
Time I fucked her.
Yeah.
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 Because I was really rubbish at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she felt bad for herself and bad for her sister.
Right.
Yeah.
Your wife was embarrassed that her husband's crap in bed.
Yeah, and everyone now knows it.
And that's why she hates you for shagging her sister.
Yeah.
Definitely that. Maybe what you should do is you should shag her other sister but do a good job this time. And then tell her.
I'm not sure I'm up to that.
All right. She's a 3-man job? So anyway, what I do is I look down at your glaring clear
And I think
coat.
on this case, I am so gutted, I turn around and go home.
Well, yeah, you do ride off. But then you're riding off and you're putting in 150 watts, really going for it, right? Trying to,
fast.
Yeah, just really fucking going
digging.
for it. All you hear is a single pedal turn about a kilometre away because you've got really good hearing.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I'm next to you, right? I've just done a 1,000 watt half pedal turn to get up to you, and I go, "Hey man, what's wrong? Why are you going home?" And you're like, "But no, I'm okay." Like, "Hey, look, it's all right. Look, come on, man. Tell me about your new pedals."
And I would go, the speed play.
Speed play. Are they the best ones? Are they? Are they the good ones?
Yeah. Did I do all right, Alan? Did I make a good choice?
They're really good.
And you know what you would do?
Yeah.
You would go, "Yeah, the pedals are all right, mate.
Pedals are good.
The rest of the bike?
Yeah.
You stupid fat cunt."
Yeah, it's fucking shit. Why did you buy that? Yeah. Your wife worked around her sisters last night either. That's why I was late. That's why I was late to the fucking right. That's why I had to put in 2,000 watts for an hour to get there.
Yeah. I think I would just ride myself under a bus then.
You know that thing you do when you first get pedals that clip in, you just like can't get them out and you just tip over.
Yeah.
You'd be like that, you just stop and you just flop to the side.
Just wait for the bus to hit me.
The tram would be fucking miles away. It'd be going beep, beep, beep. Tram would be stopped for an hour. No one would be able to talk you out of it.
Just lying there.
And everyone on the bus would be like, I'll just fucking run him over.
Yeah.
Or the entire fucking group ride that you ditched would be going round through town to the Rapha store after the ride 3 hours later. They'd see you in the road. They'd always like spit on you on the way past.
Yeah, see, I know that's not true because none of those pricks would ride for 3 hours.
That is true.